Dear student, today we are going to be see very important concept in human resource management, that is human resource planning. Human resource planning, it envisage the workforce recruitment of the future as well as the present, right, according to the condition demand, according to the market demands. Human resource planning, it helps us to align the workforce according to the demands, according to the result what we anticipate. So actually the plans are method for achieving a desired result. So organizations, not only the organization, even the individuals, right, or the family or the nations, they are going to be have certain strategies to achieve the result what they propose or what they anticipate. Goals or objectives or specific result you want to achieve. Planning is thus the process of establishing objectives and course of action prior to taking action. So the organization, they are going to be set certain goals or objectives. It may be like enhancing the project, enhancing the profit, or enhancing the territory of its operation or marketing strategies or whatever it may be, right? According to it, it is going to be have some course of action. Suppose if they want to expand their marketing territory, then what kind of the action they have to take, right? They are going to be decide in ahead, they are look ahead and they are going to be act accordingly. So planning provides a sense of purpose as well as the direction. So as we said, the organization, whether it is a profit organization or non-profit organization, right, they have some purpose as well as the direction. So here the planning, it gives the purpose and direction. Suppose if it's a MNCs or a multinational, that is a multinational corporation or transnational corporation, right? So they want to have they want to establish their brand in the customer among the customers. So in order to establish their brands, right, what kind of the course of action or what kind of the strategies they are going to be evolved, right? So here the planning provides the direction. So it is a comprehensive framework for the making decisions in advance. Suppose if the organization go for expand its workforce, then what kind of the recruitment process, or during the pandemic, right, sometimes the organization go for the downsizing or right sizing. So in his, right, what kind of the framework they are going to be adapt, that's what we say, right, the human resource planning. So it facilitates the organizing, leading and controlling the functions of the management. Right. Then planning allows you to make your decision ahead of the time, right? So we are going to be planned in such a way, right, in order to establish or in order to enhance the marketing territories, right? What are the plans we are going to be take? Similarly, it is going to be anticipate. It helps to anticipate the consequences of various course of action, right? So suppose the new project of the MNCs require the more number of workforce, then how it is going to be recruited on the recruitment drive, whether it is going for the campus or whether it is going to for off campus, or it is going to be approach the that is manpower agencies or web portal or anything, right? If you go see this kind of activities, then what are the consequences of this action? Then planning provide a direction and a sense of purpose. So every organization, right, they are going to be direct, or they are going to be have a such kind of a great vision, right, after a 3 years or after a 2 decades, right? So the MNCs may be, right, it may be a great market player, or it may be a market giant. That's why they are going to be, they direct the organization in a sense in a such a way. Then HRP, that is human resource planning, provides a unifying framework against which the measure to measure decisions and help you avoid piecemeal decision making. Instead of now and then taking the decisions, right, you are going to be have a comprehensive work to comprehensive framework regarding the human resource that is a workforce management. Planning also helps identifying potential opportunities and threats. Suppose the organization, right, if go for the merger or if go for the acquisition, right, then it is going to be it is going to be know the opportunities as well as the threats. Based upon that, their human resource planning may be there. So there are so many definitions we have regarding the human resource planning, of which we are going to be having some comprehensive definition given by the ILO, International Labour Organization. So the ILO, it says human resource planning is the process by which management ensure that it has the right personnel, right? Human resource planning, actually it says that we have to ensure the adequate workforce, right? It may be the right personnel, right, who may be a multitask, that is capable of completing those tasks that help the organization reach its objectives. So organization, I think definitely every organization, they have some kind of the objectives. In order to fulfill the objectives of the organization, we should have some workforce. That workforce may be very competitively, right, competitively they are very valuable to the organization. On the other hand, James Walker, he also gave this human resource planning is the process of analyzing the organization's human resource requirements under changing conditions and developing activities necessary to satisfy these needs, right? So the market fluctuation, right, based upon the market condition, right, we are going to be have the human resource that is human resource the human resource inventories. So the organization, they are going to be analyzed, right, and the various condition, that is a market condition. Based upon that, sometime we will go for the massive recruitment drive, or sometime we will go for the downsizing or the right sizing, anything, right? So human resource planning, both both the definition it gives a comprehensive understanding, right, we are going to be map what are the human resource requirement of the organization, not only the mere head counting, okay, that talent hunting, right? The workforce should be capable to commit, or it is the workforce is able to meet all the challenges. That kind of the workforce we have to ensure in the organization, right? Then human resource planning is the first step in the process of recruitment and selection after a job analysis. Okay, so we will do a job analysis before we go for the recruitment and selection. So what kind of the job description and person description for the particular job and everything. From the organizational perspective, human resource planning intend to achieve better customer satisfaction, quality enhancement, and improved employee motivation. So organization, they have to satisfy the customer base, and they have to retain as well as increase the customer base. Similarly, quality enhancement, that is whatever their service, whatever their product, in which they have to maintain the quality. Similarly, in the organization, within the organization, we have to retain the motivation level of the employee. From the functional perspective, it aims to enhancing the employee's motivation and commitment, right? So we have to motivate the employee, right? Not all the motivated employee may be commitment. So we have to bring the commitment in the minds of the people. So human resource planning, right, or human resource the schemes as well as the welfare, right, it may be devised in such a way to bring the commitment in the minds of the people. Then it has to install the team spirit in the mind of all the work people or all the unit of the particular organization, right? The mutual trust and the creativity, it gives the new lease of life to the organization. Without mutual trust, right, the organization, the existence of the organization may be it is a very dangerous one, right? All the organization, all the units, right? It may be the production unit, or it may be the procuring unit, or it may be the financial unit, or the marketing unit, and every unit they should have a mutual trust one another. Then only the whole existence of the organization may be very the existence may be the very smooth one. Then the creativity, right? Whether it's a profit organization or non-profit organization or work organization, whatever it may be, right? Creativity is very, very important, right? According to the need, according to the demands, according to the market fluctuation, right? The creativity, it keeps the organization very live one. So human resource management, right? We have to ensure everything. Then in the human resource planning, there are certain factors it is going to be affect the planning process. One is the strategy of the organization. So strategy, it is nothing but it is a planning, but it has a long term vision. So strategy formulation, right? It is based upon the development of the external environment. If the market is very good, then the strategy of the organization is somewhat different. But if the market of the organization is very dynamic as well as furious or somewhat fluctual, then they have to plan in such a way about the organization's whether it's a marketing strategy or financial strategy or human resource strategy, right? The kind of response of organization to external stimuli. So the external stimulus, right? It may sometimes facilitate go for the mergers or acquisition or product line expansion, as well as the new market entry or product revival in the market. If you want to go for this merger acquisition and product line expansion, right? We need a human resource base, then only we can go for. So in case of the merger and acquisition, right, then the human resource personals or human resource management, they are going to be think that whether we are going to be retain the workforce of the host country, that is a host organization. So for example, we can say the Tata bought, or Tata go acquisition the Tata bought right, what we said, Jaguar. So in that case, right, the workforce in the Jaguar is whether we are going to be retained or whether we are going to be simply set aside this workforce and we will fill the fill the new workforce or not, right? That kind of the strategies we are going to be. Then organizational strategies should align with the marketing strategies, financial and human resource strategies. So organization, right, they are going to be have a plan for future plan or anything, but it should be the financial base of the financial health of the organization and the marketing strategy of the organization. Okay, then HR strategies like recruitment strategies, selection, training and compensation strategies. So in the recruitment, whether we are going to be campus or off campus, right, or web portal or anything. Selection, right, whether you are going to be have a test, that is a interview on GD and everything. Then organization, whether they have a base for training facilities or anything, everything based upon that alone the HR strategies may be like this. Then culture of the organization. So organization culture, it is very, very important. It is going to be influence all the workforce, right? So the people, they are going to be have some kind of the attitude in the workplace, and this attitude, it influences the people, and it is going to be remain for the longer time and shared by all the people. So organizational culture influence the value system and decision making patterns of the organization. For example, we can say once again the Tata, right? So the Tata, they have a different product or different kind of the business venture. So in all the business venture, they are not going to be see about the profit alone. Sometimes they have a concept of the corporate social responsibility, right? So the Tata, it has a very long cherished values, not only the profit, right? It has to contribute for the society in the name of the corporate social responsibility. Then primary functions of the organizational culture are formulation and adoption of the decisions, combination of the activities, ensuring employee motivation, decision implementation. Then competitive and financial environment. So before globalization or before 1991, the market is very stable. There are less number of the market players alone. But after the globalization, there are so many market players are there. Among them, there are the cutthroat competitions also there. So market is not the stable, and it is very dynamic one based upon the market as well as the environment, right? We are going to be take a different kind of the strategies in order to establish the brands in the mind of the people. So changes in the technology, competition and financial labor market have created uncertainty and unpredictability in the external environment. So based upon these things, the organization, they have to plan, and they have to plan their workforce, right, according to the changing technology, right? We have to recruit the new kind of the employee. For example, right, regarding the knowledge workers, so far they are in the Java and JavaScript, they will go for. Now there is a change in the that is a technology, like they will go for the Python and everything. Similarly, competition, right, there is a cutthroat competition since it is a globalized market economy, right? There are market players, there are different market players are there, and their financial and labor market is somewhat different. So every organization has a potential threat, and they have to increase their potential competency base. So they go for the competency mapping. Based upon the competency mapping, right, the recruitment is planned in such a way. So the organization have to prepare a HR plan in line of the external environment. Then current organizational situation. So organization differ in terms of capabilities, adaptabilities, development stage, managerial style, order of acquisition, change management process, and workforce competency. So currently, what is the organizational situation, right? What kind of the strength they have, what kind of the weakness they have, what kind of the opportunities as well as the threat they have. Everything they have to see in such a way, right? So it helps the human resource planning. Suppose they have a very competitive edge, or they have a capabilities, or that is a competency, right? Then they go for a recruitment or the selection process in order to compete, in order to have a new projects in the market conditions, right? So while devising the HR plans, the HR personnels or HR managers consider all these points. So HR planners should consider the training capabilities before recruitment strategies. So if the organization have in-house training facilities, then they can go for the freshers. If there is no any training facilities, then definitely they have to go and seek experienced and skilled people for the organization requirement. So the human resource planning, it helps or it ensures the right person in the right place in the right time. It is the backbone of the organization. Then quality and skills level of required human resources. So the number and nature of the job vacancies in the organization. So if it is a multinational organization, right, they always require for the human resources, right? There may be a employee turnover may be there, or there may be attrition, or when it is go for the layoff, anything, right? In the particular condition, they have to think number, how many people, right? That is how many talents, and in the talents, what kind of the talents we are going to be take, the number of personnel required, right, based on the location of the vacancies, right, skills and competency required, right? If it is a knowledge worker, right, what kind of the job description is there, person description is there. Then corporate policy, right? So in the seniority and the merits in promotion, right, what the corporate policy, right, it is very very important, right? That is what we say HR policy, right, in which whether the organization give the importance to the seniority, or while they go for the promotion, whether they insist the merit, or simply just like that, the person completed this much of years in the particular post, whether we are going to be give the promotion or not, or whether we are going to be consider the merit or the on the job behavior and off the job behavior and everything for the promotional purpose. Then proportion of the internal sources in the recruitment to the external one. Then agreements with the trade unions. So the HR policies, it elaborately deals with these kind of things, whether the seniority or promotion, whether the trade union activities, and recruitment, whether they are going for the internal source or external source and everything. So HR planning is very very important for the organization, for its success as well as the future endeavor. Thank you.